Hey guys, M13 here. I just went out. I have a class tonight. Oops. Am I recording? I think I am. Am I recording? I don't know. Yeah. I have a class tonight, and I've never been in this area. Well, I've been here before, but I didn't know exactly where the class was, so I used my GPS to find it. And now that I've found the class, I'm going to just kind of take some random roads and see if I can get home. So this is a new road to me. Little town. So I guess we're just kind of on the outskirts on the industrial area, and this is a bit more farming on the outskirts. What's new with me? A life update, eh? I haven't given one of those in a long time. Things are going well for a change. My wife and I are getting along, believe it or not. There's still kind of a lot of underlying negative feelings for how badly she's treated me over the last 2 years, and I'm not sure if those will go away or how long it will take for them to go away, if they can go away. But as of right now, we don't fight anymore. We pretty much stopped fighting. A couple of reasons for that. The main reason is because we put my son in daycare. He goes to daycare for 4 hours in the morning, just 4 hours. It's not like we're bad parents. We just stick him in daycare and don't play with him anymore. No, he just goes for 4 hours. That's it. 8 o'clock in the morning until noon, and then from noon until 10 o'clock at night when he goes to sleep. He's still ours. So. And you know, we don't have to put him in daycare, but it's my idea because I just think it's funner for him. You know, like every day stuck in the house with my wife, heck, that's enough to make me go insane. So, you know, who knows what it does to the poor little guy. So yeah, so every day for 4 hours he gets away from us. He gets to play with other children, and they just sing songs and color, and they give him, you know, paints and materials, and they give him stickers that he can stick onto things, and they give him stamps, and they have a trampoline, and they have slides, and they have a ballroom, and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, you know, like why not? And it's cheap, really cheap, to put my son in that daycare for 4 hours. Like if you do the calculations and work it out to like a daily cost, it costs about $4 or $5 a day. So to go to a professional babysitter with equipment and all sorts of fun stuff and activities that are planned only costs like $4. It's about $1 an hour. Yeah, so yeah, a little bit more than that, maybe like $5. So yeah, like that's you know, that's cool for him. I think that's fun for him. And if you read up on child psychology, they tell you shouldn't be with your child all the time. Even if you don't need a babysitter because you don't work or whatever, and you can take care of them by yourself, you still should get a babysitter because to prevent the children from becoming like too clingy. You know, you don't want the child to be scared of all strangers, and that's what will happen if you're the only caregiver. So yeah, so I've got, you know, so now every morning I drop them off at school, and then from 8 till noon, I got 4 hours that I can do whatever I want. I can play video games or whatever, you know. Even if I spend an hour doing household chores, I still got 3 left to relax. That's a kind of an exaggeration. I rarely ever relax. I end up using that time to like do YouTube videos or answer messages or emails or research or whatever. Yeah, so fighting with the wife less, that's good. Oh, and the other reason too is she's going to classes now, which is good for her because, you know, a lot of housewives, they kind of feel that they're not a productive part of society. Like, yeah, sure, they're raising their kid and that's great and wonderful, but other than that, they aren't doing anything. They just sit at home and they don't have a job, they don't make money, they don't do this, they're just kind of, you know, other than they're raising their child, they don't do anything. So some of them start to feel, I don't know, you can imagine the negative effects of that on a person. So, I just tried to adjust my glasses, and now my glove is stuck on my glasses. It got pinched by like the frame, and I can't get, okay, phew. That was scary. I thought I was gonna have to bite off my own hand. My glove was stuck in my glasses. So, oh, look at this. We're back on we're heading towards the expressway. That's funny, man. I don't have a clue where we are. Now we're coming out on an expressway. That's interesting. And this is fun for me because, see that sign up there? It says greater than 550 or equal to is allowed on here. So if you have a motorcycle that's 550cc or greater, you're allowed to drive on this lane. If not, you got to go over there. And this lane will go up and be a raised expressway, and then that lane stays low and has a speed limit of 50, and the speed limit here is it's probably like 70 right now, but once we go up it'll be 90. Anyway, so what else was I saying? So now she's taking classes, and the classes are on like childcare and stuff, and they're actually better than I thought they would be, because not only is she learning child care, but she's also learning like some psychology and stuff. Because it's a really full. It's not just it's a really long class. It's like it's a couple of 100 hours to complete the course, and they teach. They don't just teach what kind of foods to feed a kid or whatever. They teach medical, like CPR, and they also teach. Like child psychology and whatnot. And one of the things they teach is you don't fight in front of a child. You don't argue with your husband. They're like, we don't care if your husband comes home drunk with a prostitute. You don't yell at him in front of your child. And I'm just like, woo-hoo, I'm getting drunk and getting a prostitute. No, but yeah, they said, you just wait until the child's not there, and then yeah, of course you can yell at them all you want, but if the child's in the room, you can't yell at your husband. You can't scold. And you can't. You're actually not allowed to insult a parent to a child ever. And I already knew this. You can't say to a child, "Your mother is a whore," or "Your father is a piece of." It doesn't matter if you're the father or you're the mother. You can't insult the other parent to a child, because the child, to some degree, realizes that the child is, a product of those two parents. So if one parent's saying the other parent is shit, in a way, they're saying that the child is shit because it's related. He didn't see me. So you just don't do it. So yeah. Recently, my wife got mad at me. It wasn't a full-blown argument. She just got mad for something small. And then pretty much right away, she apologized to me. Look at this truck, right on my ass. You want to get any closer, man? I know traffic's kind of backed up here, but I am on a motorcycle and you are on a big truck, so just don't get on my ass. You guys are just going, why aren't you taking off, M13? Why aren't you going? And I will. Just, I'm just, I will. These little trucks here, they're like the majority of Taiwan's shipping and trading inland is done on these like mini semis, like the one that's in the back of this big semi here. And even this big semi isn't that big. Like this is about as big as it gets in Taiwan. You don't have full size semi trailers in Taiwan. That's about as big as it gets. And the one in front of us, of course. Oh, and then just to prove me a liar, here comes a bigger green one. But see, trucks like this, they're a real rarity. You rarely ever see them. I think they pretty much just go from one industrial park onto the expressways and then to a different industrial park. An industrial park is a bunch of large companies in the same area, and they call it an industrial park. But the majority, like these types of trucks, you see them everywhere, these little ones that are on the back of the big one. Okay, let's go. was on my ass, and you're still behind me. That's it. That was a nice little ride. I went from my area to an industrial park, and then I wandered down some road I didn't know, and I came out on the expressway, and this expressway is going to take me right back to my home. It's a nice little triangle that I did without even trying. Yeah, so getting along with the wife, so that's amazing. I went into a bit of a depression for the last few days. I don't know why though. It's so funny how you can be depressed and not know why. Because like, I don't know. I think it's possibly because for the last couple of weeks everything's been going good. So for the last 2 weeks or so I haven't had any problems, and I've been kind of up. So after being up for 2 weeks, I kind of think I just had to come back down. You know? Plus, this guy's totally going to try to shift lanes into me. He didn't want me to pass him. It looked like he thought I was going to pass him, so he accelerated to block me in. And now he's realizing that my lane's quicker than his. Let's get out of here. So, yeah, and then, yeah, so I'm out depressed the last couple of days, but that's I guess normal. Money-wise, it's funny, man. For the last, like, year or longer, it's like, because I have, like, 2 or 3, let's just say 3 for the heck of it. I have 3 different sources of income. And when one of those sources raises, the other 2 lower. And then when one of the other 2 starts to raise, then the first one starts to lower. And it's been like that for over a year. So I can never make more money. And for that matter, I can never make less. You know, it's just weird. Like every time, yeah, I've already said it. When one of my sources of income starts to improve, the other ones go down. And then, yeah, it's just weird. And just recently, I tried to get out of that. I decided to go back to work full time. I just said, fuck it, you know, I can't depend on YouTube because it's not steady enough. It's not reliable. So instead of working part time like I am now and helping out with my family a lot and doing lots of working on videos a lot, I decided, screw it, I'm just going to work full time. You know, forget about YouTube, forget about my family obligations. Well, you know, not exactly forget, but you know what I mean. Just focus on work. And, yeah, and then I didn't get the job, which was surprising because they contacted me. You know, they phoned me, asked me if I needed work. I said yes. And then they're like, oh, no, we found somebody else. I'm like, what? You phone me, ask me if I want a job, I say okay, and then you say no. Thanks for that. So that was another reason I was depressed too. I got really depressed for that for a little bit too, because I was looking forward to going back working full time and making decent money, and then they just kind of pulled that rug out from under me. What the hell? No left-hand turns? I didn't even know that. Is that a new thing? It's got to be a new thing. Yeah, I've never seen that before. So yeah, what else? My son's doing really well. Family life's okay. Money's okay. It's not good, but it's okay. Video games have been somewhat weird for me lately. I'm having trouble getting into video games. About the only game I can have fun playing is Bad Company 2. And even with that game, I don't have fun every time I play it. Sometimes when I play it, I have fun, and sometimes I just kind of, you know? It's weird because I used to be such a video game person, and nowadays I find it difficult to have fun. especially like, you know, get excited about, you know, back in the days you get like, there'd be games where you'd get like so excited about, and then you'd be like thinking about them even when you weren't playing them, and you go to work and you'd be thinking and thinking, and then you'd go home extra fast just so you could play that game. You know, I haven't had that feeling in a long time. Bad Company 2 gave me that feeling, and other than that, like the last game I can remember that got me really excited would be like The Witcher, believe it or not, a role-playing, a Polish role-playing game called The Witcher. Came out a long time ago. They re-released an enhanced version with like better graphics and stuff. But even with that game, I really loved that game, and I got really excited when I was playing it. But after I made it about halfway through the game, I just kind of got bored of that too, and kind of pretty much just stopped playing it. So I never finished it. Just sad. Really, really sad. Anyways, that's it. Talked out. You can imagine the negative effects of that on a person. So, I just tried to adjust my glasses, and now my glove is stuck on my glasses. It got pinched by like the frame, and I can't get, okay, phew. That was scary. I thought I was gonna have to bite off my own hand. My glove was stuck in my glasses.